リオデジャネイロで流れた月が今日は都の空照らす4年経ったらまた会いましょう固い約束夢じゃないよいしょこりゃ夢じゃないオリンピックの顔と顔それとトンとトンと顔と顔待ちに待ってたスカイの祭り
Okay. Yeah, I think we can start. I'm sorry. Yeah, if somebody get confused by this music, okay, this is really from the Tokyo Olympic, and yeah, it's a seems. It's not really the sound actually. It's a dancing music. Anybody here went to Japan before? Okay, so I guess nobody with Japan. But yeah, I think at certain time I probably will go. Yeah, it's really a nice country and worth to have a trip. Okay, so let's start. And yeah, again, welcome everybody. My name is David Payne, and I am director at Youth Coding Innovation Club. And today I will host with Jason Low and Yuyang Liu, both are volunteer here. Appreciate both of you come over here to make the demonstration, also explain what's the Java and what's a JavaScript and what's a Scratch project looks like. Just make it short. What's a Youth Coding and Innovation Club? It's just a club for a lot of parents join together, try to promote the STEAM. So if you have interest in, just go to this website and check it out. And what's our coding group? Coding group, we just start for this summer, so try to exchange the knowledge and work on some project. Usually 2 or 3 weeks, we have one project. And every time we have a theme, so we choose a topic. Basically, we have 3 different groups. The basic group using Scratch, Blockly programming, and intermediate group use Python and Java or some other advanced language like JavaScript, if you will see today. And hardware group, any kind of hardware is okay. So let's revisit what's a topic or theme for our current project. Board game is fun. Okay. Anybody here playing the board game? Used to play or still play now? You can speak out. Basketball, soccer. Oh, Andrew. So what's a board game you play?
Play tennis and play soccer.
Soccer? Okay, cool.
Soccer and tennis.
And tennis. Yeah, tennis is also a lot of kids playing. Okay. Any other body playing any board game here? If you don't replay, it's okay. I just asked this quick question. The whole point we use this as a theme is because in about 3-4 weeks ago, we have a lot of big board game like the NBA final, like the Europe soccer champion and American soccer champion. So they have a lot of board game at that time. So we asked you to create the project, and I'm sorry, this is not celebrate the holiday. Yeah, celebrate the championship. Okay. So it's a board game. And now we can move on and try to start our demonstration from the, why I have this? Jesus. Board game is fun. Okay, maybe I forgot to change this, but anyway, we can start. I will change this part. And so who will demonstrate the first project? Let me see. For the beginner group, Tomcat Goalie by Jason Law. Jason, Yeah, you can share your screen and let me stop sharing. Listen, are you here?
For some reason,
Okay,
the
cool.
link is not working.
Oh, that link
Hello?
is not working?
Let me show you.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to share maybe. Our server is scratched pad. Maybe they have some trouble. Let me see if that link works here. Just give me 1 minute. That link. I post the goalie. But it works before, right? So you
Yeah,
just,
it worked. It literally worked like 1 hour ago.
oh, I see. Yeah, the Scratch server problem have problem. Yeah. Oh, let me see if we can start another one demonstrate. Okay, so I know what you mean. What you mean. Oh, another one works. Or maybe Yuan, you can demonstrate it first. Just see if there's something going on. Yeah.
I don't have mine on the website.
You don't have that link?
No, because I do it using a slideshow.
Oh, okay. That's okay. You can use anything to demonstrate. That's perfectly fine.
But you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can start.
Me? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. 1 second.
Yeah, you can share your screen and then you can start. Yes. Great. Thank
Is
you.
it working?
Yeah, we can
Alright.
see it. Yeah, it's brand. Okay, now we can see it. Yes.
Let's look at the finished product before I go into this. So this is sort of like you kick the ball around like that. And then this project can be split up into multiple pieces. We have the player, we have the shoes, we have the ball, and we have the, can't really see these, but these are the goal lines. They're actually a sprite. They're not just part of the background.
Okay.
So here's the ball. Well, actually there's 9 scripts in the ball. Like for me to mention first, there's a lot of stuff going on here, so I have a lot of slides, so let's just get through it. So here's one piece. So when the project is started, we're gonna reset the time. We're gonna wait until the game starts, which is when the 1 key is pressed, and then we're going to go to the initial position, which is 5-0. The second one is when games start, we'll wait until it's touching either of the goal lines, then I'll play the goal sound. Here's the third piece. So when it starts, it's going to show the variables and how much goals each player has. It's going to ask for how much time to allow the play for. And then I've excluded the rest in this slide, but this goes on for like all the time options. But I just have 30 here, so if the answer is 30, we'll set the time to 30 and count it down. And once the countdown is over, we'll determine who wins and then switch to the appropriate slide. And then once we're done, we'll hide everything and stop all scripts. This is also a few more pieces. When started, we'll also hide ourselves so not to show on the starting screen. And then when we switch to the player 1 or player 2 win screen, we'll also hide ourselves because we don't want to be seen on that either. Here's another piece. We're going to hide variables. This is resetting the variables when the project starts. Here's where the text when it goes out. So if you noticed in the background of the soccer field, we have a yellow line there. So when the ball detects that it gets to the yellow line, it'll go back to the initial position. It'll tell all the other sprites to go back to their initial positions, and it'll display the out background and say out, and then it's going to go back to regular after 0.5 seconds. Here's where it plays a sound. So when out touching yellow, it's going to play an out sound. Here's where it moves. So as it moves with the player when it's like touching it. So when it's touching player, it's going to point in the direction of the player, and it's going to move 7 steps. And finally, here's when it receives hide. It's going to hide everything. So that's all that's in the ball. Here's what the goal line does. So when it starts and when player 1 or player 2 wins, it's going to hide itself, because then there's just going to be like a random line there, and we don't want that. And also when the game starts, we're going to move to the initial position, which is -104 and -4, which is like the edges of the goals there. So it's in the correct position. Here's the scripts for the players. When started, we're going to point to the right. Then we're going to hide ourselves, because that's still the starting side when the project starts. Here is when pressing left or right, we're going to play the walk sound. Sorry, we're going to switch to the walk costume so it makes it look like the player's walking. When left or right press also, we're going to also play the footstep graph sound, which like plays a sound. Here, we're going to go to the position when the game starts, so that's going to be -82 and -16. Here, we're going to wait. If we're touching the soccer ball, we're going to play the footstep concrete sound. When switch to the player 1, player 2, or draw screens, we're going to hide ourselves, because we don't want the players to be on those screens. When WASD are pressed, we're going to point in a respective direction, like if A, for example, here, we're going to point -90 degrees, and we're going to move 3 steps. So we're moving to the left. Here is where, if you're touching the running shoes, right? I forgot to mention this. The running shoes, basically, if you touch them, it makes it go faster for a period of time. So if we're touching the running shoes, we're going to say that we've touched the running shoes. And then for 150 times, that's the duration that this applies. We're going to wait until we're pressing WAS or D, and we're going to move 2 steps forward. Now, we have to remember that we are already moving 4 steps forward for each key that we're pressing, sorry, 3 steps. So this is 2 additional steps on top of the 3 steps that we are already moving. So that means the player is going faster. Here's what the running shoes does. When the project starts, hide, because we're still on the starting screen. We don't want to show the running shoes randomly. When the game starts, we're going to hide. We're going to wait 10 seconds, and we're going to move to a random position, show, and then hide ourselves again. So the player has to go to that position and pick up the running shoe. Also, when we switch to player 1, when player 2 win or draw screen, hide ourselves. And then finally, if we're touched by either of the players, we're also going to hide ourselves, because we don't want it to be like picked up twice. And so that's it. That's all that's in the project.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. Do you have a chance to demonstrate that, how it plays, looks like? Okay, great.
That's right there.
So basically, there are 2 tomcats play to each other. And what's the third one? I see in a short period of time, oh, that's a shoe, right?
The running shoes, let me fast forward to that. Right
Yeah,
there?
here, yes.
That's the running shoes.
Oh, that's
right.
running shoe.
It appears randomly. Right.
Okay. Okay, it's randomly. Go to the random position. That's very cool.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Jason, would you please try that link again, just see if you can start that page?
Yeah, I have it working now.
No, yet. Okay.
No, I
can
have it.
see
I have it.
You have it now. Okay, great.
Yeah, let me share my screen.
Sure.
Okay. So this project is basically, I mean, you can't really have a computer or like an opposite team. So it's basically you have 8 penalties and you have to score 5 to win. So basically, you have to press space to shoot where the target is. So the ball will always go to the target, but like the cat could save your shot, right? So like if it saves the cat goes in a random direction. So if it saves your shot, then it'll say miss. But if you score, you can see it says goal. Like there's a speech bubble that says miss or goal, right? So yeah, also on the bottom right here, it shows your current score and the number of shots you have left. So you could see like I have 3 shots left and I need 2 more to win because you need 5 to win. So yeah, and then depending on if you, it's a bit loud, but depending on if you win or lose, it'll say you won or you lost. So yeah. For the code, hold on, let me move this.
Jason, we lost your voice, so it seems like your microphone is not close.
Oh, what about now?
Yeah, we cannot hear you anymore. I don't know why, but let's see. Oh, you can hear him? Okay, that's interesting. Okay, as long as other body can hear him, that's okay. I don't know why I cannot hear.
You still can't hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Should I demo it again or should I just
Yeah,
go into?
You just continue to do
Okay.
whatever you left over. I'm sorry. It's only my side has a problem.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
So this sprite is the goalkeeper sprite. It's the cat that like moves around, tries to save your shot. So basically, it goes to this location, which is 5, -50. And every 0.5 seconds, it'll switch costumes. So if you go to the costumes, you can see like switching costumes just makes it like go back and like, it looks like he's running back and forth basically. And then when it receives the shoot broadcast, it will pick a random location in the goal and it will glide to that location. So basically that's just how it chooses a random spot to block the shot. And then the soccer ball, it sets the variable. You can see the score and ball variables in the bottom left. Ball is the number of balls, number of shots you have left, and the score is your current score. So it starts at 0 and you start with 8 shots. And then when the space key is pressed, if ball is greater than 0 and score is not equal to 5, then it will broadcast shoot. So basically, if you have balls remaining and you have not reached a score 5 yet, pressing space will let you shoot. And then this is when I receive shoot, repeat 12, change size by -2. That's just so the ball becomes slowly smaller as you shoot it. I didn't showcase it. I could show it actually. Like you can see the ball gets a little bit smaller when you shoot, right? So that's just so it looks like it's actually traveling farther away. And then this code over here is basically it determines if it's a goal or a miss, right? If it's touching the net and it's not touching the goalkeeper, then it's a goal. And if it's touching the net and it's touching the goalkeeper, that means the goalie saved it, right? So it'll broadcast miss. And this in the beginning is just some setup. It just sets the soccer ball right over here and plays the sound. For this, when it receives goal, it increases your score by 1 because you scored a goal, and it makes it say goal, and then it resets the position of the soccer ball. This just makes it play a sound whenever you shoot the ball. This part over here, when you miss the ball, it'll just say miss and then reset for the next shot. When it receives goal, if score is equal to 5, then it broadcasts that you won. And if you have no more shots left, or your score is not equal to 5, and your score is not equal to 5, then that means you lost. So broadcast loss, which is used by this text sprite, which I'll get to in a second. And when it receives miss and you have no more balls left, that means you lost 2, obviously. And then for the broadcast of won and lost, you can see when it receives 1, this sprite will go to like this location and it'll change costume to win. So you can see at first it starts with this score 5 to win, and then depending on if you won or lost, it'll change costumes. And that's basically what this code does. In the beginning, it changes to intro, and then if you lost, it'll say you lost, and then if you won, it'll say you won. So yeah. So moving on to the target, it just goes along a determined path in front of the goal. So this is just gliding to different spots across the goal, and the change color effect is basically how it changes across the rainbow, like it's always changing colors. And yeah, so that's basically the target, and then the soccer ball will always go to the target when you press space. This is just the net, it's placing the net in the correct spot. Same thing with the goal. And this code just makes the water down here like go up and down. And same thing with the clouds in the background, they'll like go up and down. And yeah, I could demo it one more time. So like you can see the clouds over here are going up and down, right? And the water too.
Yeah.
And then the target is changing colors, and it's always going along the same path. And when you press space, you'll shoot the ball at the target, and then the cat will go in a random direction. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but like, yeah.
That looks really cool. Yeah, just one quick question. That's a general question. So if we want to control the Tomcat and try to catch that ball, we can do it, right?
Yeah, I think there's something. You could probably do like when instead of space press, like you do like up arrow, down arrow, right arrow, left arrow. And you can probably make the cat go whichever direction you want.
That's right. Okay, that's great. Yeah. Okay, that's just some quick question. Yeah, thank you, Jason. You can stop sharing, and then I will ask Kevin Zhao. Kevin, are you here? Let me see if Kevin is here. Yeah, Kevin has his project done and submit in the Scratch. Let me see if I can share my screen, and then I can quickly demonstrate it. And I don't really spend time to study the code, so that's why probably I don't really know much about that. Okay, so this is a ball game. It's fun, single player. And so use the arrow key to move, Q to shoot, 50 point to win. Okay, let's see if we can do it. Okay, so I use the arrow key to move, Q to shoot. Okay. I don't really see the shoot, but okay. I only see the up and down. Yeah, let me see the coding. Okay, so they have the up and okay, they have all of this key change the position, so it should able to move. Okay, just a little bit slow. Every time they just move 5, that's why. Yeah. Oh, shoot the ball. Okay, now this shoot the ball. Cool. I still don't really get everything yet, but anyway, I assume the project, whoever owns that project and finish that project will come over here to explain your project. and demonstrate it. So let's move to Beham Jam. Is Beham the right pronunciation or that's the wrong pronunciation? I'm sorry. Yeah, I see you're here. Hello. Amit. Yeah, it's your turn to make the presentation and you can share your screen and let us know. Okay. Yeah, I go through. Okay, second call, Beham Jam. I see you're here. Okay, so if you're not ready, I call the next one. Asena. Is Asena here? Sorry. Sometimes I got the wrong name. I think. Yeah, Andrew Neil. Andrew, you can share your screen and just. Sorry, I see Beham, but you're next. Just wait a minute. Andrew, I see you're here.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you able to share your screen? Let me stop sharing.
Yeah, I think I can.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it now.
You click that share screen button. It's like the up arrow. Yeah.
Wait, you have to give permission.
Oh, I have to give you permission. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I give you permission to share. Okay. Now you can try it again.
Okay. Wait, where is it? I don't see it.
Yeah, you need to click the share screen button.
I don't
then you
see it. No, you get the wrong thing.
Which part is wrong?
You have to, because I only see a pause stop recording button, not the share screen button.
Oh, you do not see the share screen?
No, I don't see it. Oh yeah, I think, yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, Beham, you're
Yeah.
next, so you can prepare for that.
The squid was very simple. This one's very simple. So, like, he shoots it in, like, always tries to save it, and then just go into the application. Yeah. So it says when green flag click, it says go to this location, like here. And then it says go to, and then switch costume to Ben A. I didn't really need to do that because I don't think I need to do that. And switch costume to Ben A. And glide 2 seconds to X 10, negative 10, Y negative 104. So it's we're like near the ball. And then it says wait 6 seconds, play goal cheer. So when he scores it in, and then he just goes here, negative 5, Y negative 104, and then switch across into Ben C. This one. So like there's a goalie, and the goalie's right here.
Yeah, you accidentally deleted it, I think.
What? What do you say?
No, I'm not quite sure whether you accidentally deleted that spray.
Which spray? Oh.
Yeah, your player is not there anymore.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did I accidentally delete it?
Yeah, I think you probably accidentally deleted that player.
And then
Yeah, you can get out and then go inside the game, just see if they are recovered by itself.
should I?
Yeah, seems like your player has been accidentally deleted.
Wait, how do I undo?
Yeah, let me see if I can.
Undo it?
Yeah, you do not have player anymore. So that's
Should I
some.
just should I just continue?
Yeah, you can continue explain that, but without a player, it's a little bit hard to explain what's going on. Yeah.
And then it says when I click the ball, it goes to this position. And it says switch course to the goalie, right? So, and then it says wait 1 second. Switch course into goalie E. So when it dives in, switch course to this one. And then wait 2.5 seconds. That's when he shoots the ball. And then it says move 40 steps. So it points this way. And it says switch course into goalie D. This one. And then this one, soccer ball. When flag clicked, says go to X11 Y negative 137. 2.3 seconds. Glide 1 sec to X 48 like Y negative 1. It was like glides there here. It says glide 1 second to X 66, which is around here. And it goes here, which is this block. Glide 1 sec to X negative 63 Y 68 here. Glide 1 second to X negative 171 Y negative 1 here. And it just goes back in here. And then that's the last block. And then I don't think I really need this. Can I edit it a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's supposed to be like this. And then yeah. And then touching the aim is this blue. This. And then the aim is just there. And then sunglasses. That was supposed to be for the character. The player. Just for everybody for player. So let's go over the character. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sounds like a very complex design. Okay. Yeah, and you can explain. Okay, thank you. And next one, I think is Beham, right? Your turn.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, you
Okay.
can speak a little bit louder so we can hear you better.
I'm not sure if the mic can go louder, but
Okay. So I can make my speaker louder. Yeah, you can share your screen now.
can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so I used Google Slides because Scratch wasn't working. It was very laggy. And I decided to make the best of it. So this is what I did. So it's very simple. Like he passed the ball to this other guy, and the background is at the beach, and it's in New York City. This actually inspired me from the Tokyo Olympics volleyball.
Yes.
And if you wait, give me. Okay, so wait. Okay, so I press animate, and you can see like the ball from here, and you can also do a bunch of these like spin, like that, and you can do like other stuff like fade in, fly in from the left, and you can also change the time from like slow, medium, or fast. And this is like, I don't know, explainable, like when you present it, it will like it first shows this and then the players. And yeah, that's it. And you can also organize these, like this is first, second, that. And that's it, I guess.
Okay. So how do you interactive? Do you able to move that ball, or you can try to move the hand or somewhere to make it bounce back?
I can make it bounce back. I just like have to like animate it again.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Yeah.
That sounds very cool. Yeah, nice to know that.
So I try to make the best of it.
Yeah. Okay. Very nice. And let's see if any other bodies here which can demonstrate. Juan Wu. Is Juan Wu here? Okay, I don't really see his name, so I guess he probably is not here. Okay, Asena, I don't think Asena is here tonight, but yeah. Okay. Yeah, when you finish the project and you cannot demonstrate it, it's kind of shameful, but anyway, that's what we are doing. So we can move on and just see the next. So intermediate group, yeah, this time it's really something different. Okay, the first one is Jason Law. You can show the soccer. Okay. Penalty shootout.
Yeah, give me 1 minute.
Sure. Okay, are you start, Jason?
Oh, sorry, I was muted.
Okay, yeah, maybe my system have problem. I cannot hear you.
No, I was muted. I thought I was unmuted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just think the reverse. I think it's my system has problem. Okay, yeah. Now I can hear you.
Okay, so I'm gonna demo it first, I guess. So basically it starts, welcome to the Python penalty shootout. So this like simulating a penalty shootout. So like you can choose, so first round it says you're shooting, right? So you could choose to shoot to the left, right, or middle. So like say I want to shoot to the left, and they'll say the keeper dives to the right, and since he went the wrong way, it's a goal, right? And now the computer is shooting. So now you can choose which direction you want to dive to try and save their shot, right? So let's say I dive to the right, but the computer shot to the left.
Okay.
And then after every round, it'll say the score, right? So right now I have 1 point and the computer is 1 point. So you could like keep going, right? And that time the computer shot in the middle. So it says you saved the shot. And so now I'm winning 2-1.
You're winning, yeah.
Yeah, so you could keep going, right? That time I scored. Looks like the computer scored too. Oh, looks like the computer saved my shot now.
That's cool.
So I guess now it's tied. And then let me just finish this.
Yeah.
And yeah, so after 5 rounds, it'll say if you won, it'll say the final score, and then if you won, tied, or lost. I wanted to make it so like if you tie, you keep going until someone scores one and the other person misses, but I didn't get to add that yet.
That's okay. Yeah. You can go through the code and just explain
Okay, yeah.
what's really each player, you and
Yeah.
yeah.
So this first part is just setting up some variables, right? Total number of penalties, your score, and the computer score. And it prints the introduction. And then this is the main loop, right? While total penalties is less than 10 because each team is taking 5 penalties. So yeah. And at the beginning of each round, it'll print out the round number. So round 1 through 5. And then it calls the penalty for function. And then this print statement is just so like is a new line. So it's like easier to read. It's separated. And then it calls penalty against. And then after each round, it prints the scores. And then once the shootout is over, it'll print the final, it'll call this final score function. So I'm gonna go through each of the functions now. Penalty for, these 2 lines, it just makes it so we can access these variables inside the function. And then total penalties plus equals 1. So you increase the variable by 1. And then it'll say you are shooting because it's penalty for, not penalty against, right? And then player direction equals input of this and then dot lower. So input in Python is just like it asks you to type something, and then when you press enter, it'll store that value into the variable. So like if I type in left, this input function would return left, and then dot lower just makes it lowercase. So like in case you accidentally place it in uppercase, it'll still work, right? So then that's the direction I go. And then the goalie direction is the computer. So it chooses a random choice from the possible directions, which are left, middle, and right. So I guess the keeper has a 1 in 3 chance of saving your shot, right?
Yeah.
And then it'll print out the keeper dives to whichever direction it went to. And then if the player direction is the same as the keeper direction, it prints the keeper save your shot because that means you shot in the same direction that the goalie went, right? So they saved it. Otherwise, if you shot in a different direction, it'll say it's a goal, and then it'll add 1 to your score. And penalty against is the same thing, except this time you're the one trying to save the shot and the computer's the one shooting, right? So the computer hits the ball to the computer direction, which is whatever it's either left, middle, or right, right? And then if the direction you typed is the same as the direction that the computer shot it, it means you saved it, right? So it says you saved the shot. But if it's different than the computer scored, and you add 1 to the computer score. And then the print scores function, it's pretty self-explanatory. It prints the current score after each round. And then final score, it'll print out the final score. And then if your score is greater than the computer score, then it'll print you won. And if it's equal, it'll print it's a tie, and otherwise it'll print you lose. So it'll go through 5 rounds, which is 10 total penalties. So you shoot, and then you defend a goal, and then it prints the scores every round, and then at the end it prints the final score.
Okay. So my question is that you mentioned that you like to make some extension of this code. Say when it's tied,
Yeah.
let them continue shoot out. So if you want to make that change, which part do you think you need to modify or make some enhancement?
It would probably be over here. So like maybe we add or maybe total penalties is greater than equal to 10, which means it's already reached 10 penalties, but if it's still tied, so then let me put this in parentheses. If the total penalties is greater than or equal to 10, so it's at the end or even past, right? And your score is still equal to the what did I name the variable? Computer score.
Computer score, yeah. Okay.
So basically, it'll stop if 10 penalties were reached, or if it is 10 penalties or more and your score is still tied, it'll just keep going on until it's not tied.
Mm.
And then it'll finish. And then you could get rid of this part too, right? Because it won't ever tie anymore.
That's very interesting. Okay, yeah, that's very good. Thank you. And let's move on to next. Yuan, you can demonstrate. I think it's a JavaScript code. Yeah. Yeah, this is first time we demonstrate any of this JavaScript project. Of course, this one is a simple one, but you get the basic idea, and you probably can compare and see what's the difference. Okay, just make sure JavaScript is not Java. Okay, even the name is sometimes confusing, but they are totally different. Yeah. Yeah, are you here?
1 second, hold on. One
Sure.
quick second here. All right, let me share my screen quickly. Here. All right, so this is a bouncing ball in JavaScript. So it runs in the browser. You can see here, all bouncing around. Boink. And this is, it uses random to do this, so it'll bounce in a random direction each time, so it will be different every time you run it. So let's take a look at the code here. So this is HTML, which basically sort of describes the structure of the page. And we can separate this code into 3 blocks, which is, first of all, the HTML itself, then the JavaScript, and then the styles. So let's take a look at each. So here's the HTML here. So this is just a bunch of scaffolding to define the structure of the page. So we can see here, we're going to define the title, and that will be displayed in the browser. The styling, which I've omitted from the slide. And then also the code that runs on the page is here in the script tag. And the canvas is what actually makes it display stuff. So let's take a look at the JavaScript here. So let's take a look at this first part. So we're going to get the canvas on the page as a variable in JavaScript so we can like interact with it. We're going to get the height in canvas. And then we're going to decide on a random position using math.floor.random. I'll get to that in just a moment here. So you can see this is weird because it doesn't look like any other random function we've used it for. So if you notice, there's no range input here. What's math.floor and why is it multiplying the random number by the width? So let's answer these questions first. So no range input. Well, math.random function, it does not accept a range. It only returns a number between 0 and 1. So that number has decimals, obviously. Math.floor, it just rounds down to the nearest whole number. And why is it multiplying the random number by the width? Well, since the random number is between 0 and 1, it can either be the width itself, so 1 times width equals width. That's the max it can be, because the function at max returns 1. Or it can be 0, sorry, that's a typo. 0 times width equals 0, that's the lowest it can be. So if it was like 0.5, it would be half of width. So that means we're just getting a number from 0 to width. That's what the math.random function is. So we're going to decide a random position and a random velocity. And we're also going to decide how big the circle is. In this case, it's hard-coded, so it's always at 20. So this is the move function here. So we're going to call the move function. And already you may notice that something is not right here, because we haven't defined the move function yet. So hold on a second. How can we call the move function before it's even defined? Like, surely this isn't possible and it'll result in an error because the move function is called before the actual move function is defined. So why? Well, JavaScript has quirks, but I'm not gonna like leave you there because there's gonna be more stuff. So this is from the JavaScript standards document, which is ECMA 262. And there's a bunch of text here, but basically it says that for each function declaration, we're going to create an identifier. So this is done before, while the code is being scanned, right? So it already creates the move function while it's being scanned, so that when it actually runs, it'll know that the move function exists. So that's sort of an interesting quirk for you there. So we're going to call the move function. This will just request. This calls request animation frame, which is provided by the browser. Not going to go too in-depth to this, but basically it just tells the browser to run this function again a bit later. We're going to clear the screen, and then we're going to create a circle at the X and Y position that we decided on. And then we are going to check if the circle is at the edge of the screen, and then we're going to make it bounce by setting the velocity to the inverse, which is 0 minus. So that'd be, if it was 5, now it's -5, so it's going the other way now. It bounced. And then we're going to add the velocity to X and Y, which will just make it go in the direction, say like the. So here's the styling, which just basically says all H1s on the tech page are green. And here's a canvas. All canvases on the page will have a width of 600 by 400, and then it will be 20% from the top and 20% from the left of the page. And so that's it.
Yeah, that's a very interesting project. This is first time we demonstrate any of this JavaScript project. I know most of the kids probably do not have any experience on that. So surprisingly, Yuan, you can explain it so clearly. Yeah, really appreciate. I just have one quick question. I can see this ball is moving. It's very nice. And if by any chance, you can make this ball to be a solid with certain color. And I don't ask you to do it now. I just raise this question.
We can probably right there. We can change what the circle function does to make it filled in. Right there, the create a circle. Those types of codes, we can probably make it filled in.
Great. So you probably can feel it as a solid colored ball, right? Okay, great. That's very nice. Yeah, thank you, Yuan. Yeah, it's a great demonstration. And let me share my screen, and we are almost there. I think, Richard, are you here? Yeah, Richard finished one of the intermediate project, which is chess ships. Unfortunately, I don't really have time to work out this code. This is Turtle, so I guess it's a board game which created by Turtle, which is Python's graphic project. And yeah, so I don't really demonstrate that part. For our hardware group, I will show you something which quite interesting as a video first. So you can see that video first. You can see there are a couple of robots to try to kick the ball into the goal. Okay. So that's really a quick demonstration of how the soccer game was made by MBOT. I guess most of the kids here do not really know much about MBOT. So I just have some quick technical insight for you. Let me see if I have that here. Just give me 1 minute. I probably close that. Oh, it's here. Okay. And this soccer game by the MBOT is really controlled by the Bluetooth controller. So it's pretty much like a PS4 controller. It's very similar, but of course it has its own button. It can move to different directions, something like that. And if you use a coding, and you can use, okay, I can code this joystick, control different movement by different button, so they can move to different direction. So that's pretty straightforward. I don't really spend much time over here to tell you how it works, but you just make sure you know that the MBot is that little robot, and sorry. So you can see this push, it's not really automatically, of course, here. It's really controlled by this Bluetooth controller. And this is also part of the MakeX competition, the robotic competition. If anybody here joined the competition before, okay, this is a quick question. Anybody here joined the MakeX competition in 2019? Andrew, are you there? I roughly remember somebody here joined that competition. If not, it's okay. I just asked this quick question.
What?
Right, Andrew?
What?
You were there, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I cannot hear you.
What?
Okay, I think I saw Andrew's name over there. So probably
Yeah.
Andrew
Yeah.
is there at 2019. And
Yep.
yeah, this is a competition which you use this as a platform. Of course, they are different. Last time I played this video, so I tried to make it short. It will not really take much longer time.
Wait, are we supposed to make the coding?
No. I just
Requires
demonstrated.
cooperation between the red and blue alliance teams.
Yeah, I think I saw
The
that.
arena is 2,440 millimeters by 2,440 millimeters, and each arena is divided into an automatic area and a manual area. There are 2 red and blue starting areas, respectively. Robots need to start from their own starting areas. SmartLinks consists of 5 independent missions and 5 alliance missions. In each competition, the MakeX Robotics Competition Committee will distribute 3 independent missions and 3 alliance missions. Alliance teams will be assigned the same automatic independent missions. Each game lasts 4 minutes and consists of an automatic stage and a manual stage. The alliance teams will determine the duration of each stage. There is an additional 30-second preparation between the 2 stages. When the automatic stage begins, robots can score in the following ways. 1. Push down the dual cube on the arena. 2. Pass by the obstacle area and make sure the obstacles stay in the initial ring at the end of the automatic stage. 3. Move the balls to the arena. The blue balls represent the blue automatic independent mission score. The red balls represent the red automatic independent mission score. The green and yellow balls represent the automatic alliance mission score. The automatic stage is followed by a 30-second preparation stage. After that, the manual stage begins. During this stage, both teams must control their robots manually to collect balls into the container in the middle of the arena. For each game, the alliance with the higher score will get a higher ranking point in the competition. Welcome.
Okay, that's a quick demonstration of what the competition looks like. And then again, every time we have a project, we will post on all of this project on the GitHub finished project, and you will get credit. So if you go to check our GitHub page, let me see, GitHub summer. Okay. Use coding. here. So if you can see here, I try to make sure I post everyone's project. So like Richard has project, and the soccer goal by Andrew Liu, and the volleyball game by Asena. If I don't repost your code here, it's because I cannot access your code. For example, I cannot access Mayhem your code. So that's why you have to, do I write? Yeah, I cannot access your code. So that's why I cannot post your code over there. Otherwise, I would post your code. Okay, so you get my idea. And now let's move on to the next project. So anybody here watch the Olympic game? Oh, you pay attention to that. Okay, so nobody watched that. That's very interesting. Yeah. You do?
I think I know that
Yeah.
Tokyo Olympic is coming up.
Yeah. Okay. So Tokyo Olympic is here, right? So it's already past 4 days. So next project topic is the Olympic glory. And I play a quick video so you can see what's really going on. Yeah. And you can get some basic idea about what the game looks like. Okay, yeah. So there are really a lot of sports over there, right? And this is summertime, and you can enjoy and you can watch some of these sports if you want. But at the same time, you can create some project. Of course, we already create some project with the ball, so ball game. So I hope this time you do not really concentrate on the ball. Anything other than the ball is better than ball, like fencing, like swimming, like handball, water polo, or shooting. Yeah, shooting is very fun, right? So you can create all kind of shooting game, and yeah, anything you can do about the sports. That will be great. So that's our next project. I think it will be 2.5 weeks late. We coming back, and yeah. Other than that, this is pretty good game, and we have a pretty good meeting today. Yeah, thank you everybody to join here, and especially Jason Law and Yang. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys a couple of weeks late. And bye.
Bye.